Bruce's Big Call Dinar Intel Thursday night, May 29, 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Transcribed by Wiser, now emailed to recaps. You welcome everybody to the Big Call tonight. It's Thursday, May 29th, and you're listening to the Big Call. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Thanks for listening. I think we're going to have another good call like we did Tuesday night. So I'm excited to be there for everybody. Let's go ahead and pray the call in, so let's get into the intel. And thank you, Bob. Thank you so much for that. Let's get into intel, see where we are. Okay, I want to talk a little bit first about something Sue and I talked about yesterday. And that was there were some questions about trust and structures like LLC. I'm just telling you what I have done. Why have I done it this way? Because my trust attorney that teaches this for 35 years now. It was his best recommendation. We set up a revocable living trust as the umbrella or for my estate planning, so on. But underneath that, we have 4 LLCs, limited liability companies that are set up. Now, are they for profit? Yes, but I'll explain why that is. Am I going to be trying to make a profit? No, but if we with what we take and move from our quantum account into our bank account with Wells, in my case, right now. Will you be paid interest on that? Yes, within your I'm going to call it primary account and secondary accounts. Now in each of my secondary accounts, those would be the individual accounts for the LLC. One would be for Rebuild America. One would be for Rebuild International. One would be for the Veterans Retreat Network. One would be for the Pastoral Retreat Network. Boom, 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 boom. 4 LLCs. Those were set up by my attorney. Check that out, trust attorney. He said, this is the way to do it, and I'm not a trust attorney. Did I learn something? Yeah, gonna talk about it intelligently. We'll see. But I would say, get with an estate planning attorney or trust attorney and put together whatever structure best suits you, your family, your projects, your intentions for the future. See in irrevocable. Some say revocable. Some say revocable. Tomato with that type of a trust. You have the ability to change things. Yeah, I'm a trustee. Do I have a successor or 2 yet? Are there new beneficiaries that will possibly be successor beneficiaries? Yes, but not yet. So that structure was all put together. We knocked that out, and then we assigned people's names and so on to those positions. So this worked out best for me, and you guys can talk to your guy. In the particular case we just decided not to, we did it in a way where everything rolls up. Any income that would roll up into my own personal social. In other words, if it were taxable, which I don't think it will be shortly, when NESARA kicks in, but in the meantime, anything that would roll up would be taxable, and we just handle it that way. I think, if I understand it right, all those LLC would be like separate Schedule Cs on your form, and then everything from that, those Schedule Cs pulls up your 1040 and everything would happen that way. So get with estate planning attorney. Now will Wells and other banks have trust departments? Yes. Do they want to control your money for trust? Yes, maybe. You make sure you make the decision on how you want to do it. Now we had heard in the past they would set up our trust for free. I'm not buying that. Not now, the banks need to make money. And that is one way they can do it. I personally just sought out through a friend, the best trust attorney in our area, and he and I get along great, and the way we did it, I think works great for me. You may have a different plan. Do you want to set up a foundation? Well, do you want to answer federal government on your foundation rules and all that noise? I don't think so. In this particular case, we could have done it 6 ways or something. We chose this way because it was the best recommendation. The attorney, knowing me, knowing what we're doing, felt this would work. Your system may be different, your way, your planning, your estate planning may be different. Maybe you have a charitable remainder trust set up. Maybe you have some kind of family-only trust. Who knows, there are a lot of different options. Check it out. Do you have to have a trust when you go in redemption center? Set your appointment for exchange and redemption of ZIM? No, but you should do it soon after. Don't have it yet, do it through the bank if you want. Or just find a good recommendation or an estate planning attorney in your area that set it up for you, that can do it. It doesn't take all that long. Think it's probably an hour and a half appointment initially, and then after everything was printed out and everything, there was another appointment, sign off on everything. But that is paramount. Because why do the banks want you to have a trust? Why do the redemption centers want you to have? Because, God forbid, something would happen to you and you come out to hurt you or take you out. You've got all that trust work so that your legacy, your money, your projects, everything can continue in some form or fashion. Alright, so that's all I'm going to say. Yes, just give them a term LLC that they're going to want to use when they're talking to someone. Well, they might structure this term they might want to use as a philanthropic LLC. It's everything that you've said, but that's what it's titled, because it allows you to do just look it up and do your homework. And then you can talk about it with your LLC person. That's it, very good, too. That's good, thank you for that. Because the idea, see why I set up LLCs, because, like I said, the interest that we're going to make on the money that's in that account is the income that would apply against the expenses in that LLC. You expense against the income. And obviously, in a perfect world, you would get a certain amount of income and expense against it, and it would take out the net effect of the income would be zero. So did you make any money in that LLC? Yeah, you did initially. Do you have anything left over after expenses? No, spend it all. That's the difference in what we're doing compared to a normal business. A normal business, your object is to earn money and to create income for yourself, your family. In this case, we got the income, we've got the result of the exchanges and the redemption of ZIM, and we would be hard-pressed to get rid of the money that we earn every quarter from the bank. It's going to be substantial, and you don't want to sit on a pile of money that doesn't go out to your projects, the people that you're investing in their lives as you help people around the world, maybe in Rebuild America, or, if not that town, another community or another place, and plenty of options where you can look at helping other people. This blessing is not just for us, not for you and your family, to squirrel away and hide all this money. It's try to do the best job you can do to be a good steward of this blessing that God has given you, and you steward the blessing by doing the right thing with money, because it's have a garage of 10 exotic cars, and you can only drive one at a time, but the truth is going to be only good for what it does. Not only for you and your family but for other people. Just get that mindset. Get that entrepreneurial, humanitarian mindset. I mean, a lot of people that have made money in business, a lot of the billionaires realize, hey, I'm getting old, I've got lesser toys, I've got homes so they started finding a way to be a blessing to other people and give away half of their money, 90% of their money, whatever it is, give it away. Obviously, if you've got family and children and grandchildren, you're gonna have great-grandchildren, all of that. Yeah, you want to take care of your family. Of course, we want to make sure, even giving kids too much money, you have to be very careful about that. You have to watch your money, monitor what are they going to do with it. Are they going to do the right thing with the money? Are they going to get into drugs and all kinds of mischief? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. You have to sort of meet out how you give and give responsibly. Even we're going to do that and Rebuild America and Rebuild International. We're going to give responsibly, not be greedy. Be free. Be a liberal giver, but be very, very cautious and make sure that we're going with it the right way. We're not just going to throw money at stuff and say, see you later. I'm going to the beach or I'm going to the golf course. We've got to monitor what is going on, and we'll monitor, or we'll have people that will be paid to monitor it. So let's talk about Intel in the sense of where in the world are we? Okay, here we go. We're getting close. We got 2 days left, really, in the month, right? We've got Friday and Saturday, 30th. And 31st we have information saying that the new dong rate will be coming up on the redemption center screens either tomorrow or Saturday. Saturday is the last day of the month. Yeah, okay, that's great. That's really good. I'm looking forward to that, but being so close, the end of the month, Sunday is the 1st, I don't think anything's happened on Sunday. Monday is the 2nd. Tuesday, the 3rd. I would look 2nd, 3rd, maybe 3rd. 4th, 2nd, 3rd of June, which is Monday, Tuesday. I don't know if anything ever happens on Monday. They say it could, they say it will, maybe we'll get notified on Monday. Why wouldn't we exchange on Tuesday? Then we went to start exchanges. I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see. This is one of those things where 90% of the people that we talked to are under new NDAs. So it's a little bit like pulling teeth to get accurate up-to-date intel. We did some confirmation on what we had said on Tuesday, on the big call. Yes, we are looking to get started in the first couple of days in June. Would it be the 2nd, 3rd, Monday, Tuesday, or maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, 3rd, 4th? Yes, we'll find out. We have Doge payments in the first 12 days of June. We have R&R at the redemption centers when we get there. So that takes care of 3. But R&R, redemption of our currencies, our ZIM and exchange of currencies. That's the big one. Second is R&R. And third is Doge. Doge is going to be substantial for 60 years and older. You better sit down when you're looking at that account coming in, 60 and older. And then last but not least is Social Security. Will it go up? It's supposed to starting in June. It didn't have in May. Forget about that. Will it happen in June? We were told it would. I'm not worried about an increase. In social, the other 3. I'm not even going to pay attention to it. It'll be there. Oh, that's nice. Okay, good. Thank you. Next, yep. So we have. Trying to think if there was anything more substantial in terms of what we have. I think we are really at the point where everything is about to launch. Okay. President Trump has a tentative 60-day ceasefire that has been proposed to Hamas as of tonight. I do not know their response to him yet, but I believe that if that one goes through, that really helps move us to where we're trying to get to in terms of Gesera. We have to see if we have anything new with. I believe that we've got stuff that's going on with Russia and Ukraine. They did find another tunnel with children Monday, and they rescued those kids out of there. That supposedly is the last of those shenanigans, underground tunnels. There was a good number of kids that were rescued, primarily European kids. For that, I'm glad for those kids. I'm glad, but for some what happened to the people but didn't go so well, you know what I mean. So I'm just going to say this stuff is in play, and things are happening to prepare these countries for peace as part of the conditions of Gesera that all countries have signed on to before. Are they actually ready? Be that which they said they would do? Well, we'll find out. Gesera and Nasara are supposed to come into play between the 5th and the 15th of June. Now, I don't know that I'd necessarily look for an announcement on the 5th, but it's possible we get a start that early, or maybe it drags all the way to the middle of June to be announced. Do we have to have Nasara and Gesera in play before we go? No, that's not a condition. We don't have to have those. We have an asset-backed dollar. We did that. I believe they did that on Sunday. President Trump did that by executive order. And we have an asset-backed and essentially a return to the gold standard last Tuesday, few days ago. Now, has there been anything on the news, even on Newsmax, about it? No. Was there a cryptocurrency convention going on in Las Vegas now? Started yesterday? Yes. Okay, that's great. Good. It's all good, no harm, no foul on that. We have an international dinar rate. It's on the back screens right now on our Forex, but it is there. And it's just not seen here, the US, because they don't want everybody go nuts until we get the numbers. When we get numbers, let me give you an example. The rate on the dinar that would be at the bank screens, the rate that would be in the redemption center screens could be as much as 5 to 6 times higher. 5 to 6 times, and that does not include the contract rate on dinar, which I got an up-to-date rate on that. That is backup direction of the hundo in the direction of the hundo. So that's good news for the dinar holders. Whether you have ZIM or not, you still will be offered the contract rate. And if you don't get offered, you ask them for it politely. Okay, alright, let's see, guys, that seems to be about everything that's current for us right now. We've got to see what happens over the weekend. Could we get an email Saturday, Sunday or Monday? Those are the 3 days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, yes, and yes, maybe it does come in over the weekend. Maybe Saturday or Sunday comes into play as far as the 800 numbers are concerned. So that's why we were given those 3 days, Saturday to Sunday, Monday. I don't know if we get notified. Saturday. Saturdays will probably exchange starting Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll see. We'll see if that holds up. All I want is for this intel to hold up and be true, which it is right now, so that we can get started with everything. So that's what I wanted to say. Tonight, let's go ahead and pray the call out, and then you guys can look forward to a great weekend, wonderful month of June. Alright, everybody, night and a great weekend. We'll talk to you Tuesday, but we'll keep on emails to see if these numbers have come in. Okay. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.